Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing. Yep, perfect. Great. Hello and welcome to the Veneto Club for this round 6 fixture between the Boroondara Eagles taking on Calder United. It is a contest that won't have probably any major effects on the table, but it is an opportunity for either of these sides to create some separation. Both teams on the same amount of points, on 7 points so far this season. Boroondara currently sitting in 6th with Calder 5th on goal difference, so opportunity for Boroondara to leapfrog Calder, or for Calder to just create a little bit of a gap between Boroondara, but That's all to be played out in the upcoming 90 minutes between these two sides. Two teams that had really good seasons last season. And they were really competitive sides. They're really difficult to get the win against. This season necessarily hasn't been like that, but still two really good teams. That's why they're higher up the table than they are towards the bottom. But we'll go through the starting lineups for both sides. We'll go through Boroondara's first. In goals, number 1, Mia Mossman. Number 2, Maria Petrakis. Number 5, Alan Turner. Number 6, Amani Morlock. Number 7, Anais Jasevsky. Number 8, Venetia Lim. Number 9, Gabby Holler. Number 10, Hayley Gertz. Number 12, Roshin Murphy. Number 15, Madison Van Doren. That's the lineup that Boroondara have got out here tonight in their home clash at the Veneto Club. And for Calder, they line up as follows. Number 21, Malie Siketa, who will be in goals this afternoon. Number 2, Emma Langley. Number 3, Larissa Walsh. Number 5, Harriet Laurie. Number 6, Akisha Sandu. Number 7, Akane Shimizu. Number 8, Mami Ambo. Number 11, Olivia Anderson. Number 12, Alicia Eki. Number 13, Adeline Ayton. Number 18, Ava McGorian. And also for Boroondara, missed the player. Number 3, Anna Leokopoulos. Also be in their side this afternoon, but not too far before we get going. Two teams where 3 points obviously be very important for them. Want to get out to the best start possible for a side like Calder, who over time struggled to put in a complete 90 minutes. They'll be looking to start this game on the front foot, be aggressive, particularly with their press. We're not too far from getting going. And it is Calder who get us started. Shimizu out to Sandu. Got Amber running forward, and that ball splits the defence, but Olivia Anderson had gone slightly early. Van Doren plays it back to Mossman. Back out to Van Doren. In the middle goes, and that pass is just overrun everybody, and then it will be dealt with by the Calder defence. Langley searching for options, finds Ayton. And nice ball, tried to find the run of Harriet Laurie, but just a little bit too far on the inside. Calder, so much of their past identity as a team and their defensive stability hasn't necessarily been like that this season, and even last season as well. Have been as crisp defensively, but they certainly have capabilities of doing that and being a great defensive side. It is almost like a new era in Calder United. Some of the players that they've had for such a long time no longer with the club or taking the NPL season off. So they had a lot of change during the off-season. Cleared away by McGorian. Walsh through the inside. McGorian out to Sandu. Makes her way inside now, closely followed by Murphy. Langley sprays it out to Ambo. Cuts inside Ambo once again. Ambo plays it through. Ball laid off, and Walsh not able to get to that ball in time. Good defensive work by Maria Petrakis. And now Boroondara are going to try and make their way forward, but that ball's immediately cut out. Shimizu in the middle of the park. And can't find Ambo. And see the pressure the Calder want to apply to that Boroondara defence. Don't want to allow them too much time and many options going forward. Ambo in a tight space. Langley searches for a pass. Has to retreat. Making their way forward. Here's Calder. Aquarian couldn't get the contact for the pass, so easily snuffed out by the Boroondara defence. Murphy. Still Murphy. Immediately surrounded, and Morlock. Puerto Rican international. Good acquisition for this Boroondara side. Sandhu with the throw in. Down it goes. Back to Sandhu. Aiton. That pass a little bit sloppy. Holler. Back he goes, and now that ball released for Royshin Murphy. Cuts it back inside, and there were no purple shirts there awaiting the delivery. There's Van Doren, and that pass didn't have the direction it needed. Hickey. Corian. Back to Saketa. Really finding it difficult at the moment, Calder, to make it out of their own defence. Good defensive shape from Boroondara. And that ball released long, and now they have the out ball. Walsh able to find it, but really far out wide, needs support. Tries to play back inside, then immediately cut out by Leakopoulos. Holler able to hold it up, needs some help. Still Gabby Holler, the American, joining the off-season, and almost a nice bit of defensive work from Calder, and then they immediately just took their foot off the pedal. Morlock looking for runners through the middle. Goes out wide for Royshin Murphy and couldn't find her. Sandhu. Ambo, heavy touch. Can only find Boroondara shirts, but Shimizu able to make it work. No contest with Morlock. Going to stay with Boroondara down this side. Now Morlock sends it into the box. Not headed away just yet. Now they do get the toe poke. And it's going to go straight with Boroondara. Leakopoulos. Heavy touch in the middle of the park. Van Doren. Morlock back to Van Doren. Looking for options. Has to go back to Leakopoulos. Still going to drive forward. And that ball's won back by Ambo. Stops. Plays it to Shimizu. And that pass not where it needed to be. So a chance to break forward here for Boroondara. And that ball's immediately knocked back. Leakopoulos. Mossman plays it long. Jasewski. Heavy touch. Turner. Petrakis. And Jasewski couldn't find a teammate with that follow-up effort. Turner just knocks it out of play once again. Something we've been impressed with in the opening few stages of this game is Boroondara's ability to defend without fouling. They got a really good defensive shape so far in this contest. Without the ball, making it very tricky for Calder to make their way out. Had a few opportunities very, very early on in this contest, but For the most part, since then, it's really been Boroondara being the more threatening of the two sides. Or at least limiting the chances of Calder to make them effective. Walsh. And knocked away. Holler. Ball just ran a little bit too far across her body and made it quite hard work. Langley. Eki. Gorian. Got Sandu wide of her and tries to slip it through for Larissa Walsh. Not able to do so. Sandu just going to knock it forward this time, and then Van Doren clears it out of play. Ambo tried to slip it through for Shimizu, not able to do so. Holler, nice little flick there from Gabby Holler, but Keisha Sandu just read it before it could be completed, but a really nice bit of skill. Aiton. Eki, back to Aiton. Langley now able to release. Forward is Laurie, but not able to keep it in play. Long throw. Shimizu played it quickly. Ambo couldn't find Shimizu to return the favour. A lot of time on the ball for both sides' defences in this game. Sketa out to Aiton. Langley. Ambo. Back to McGorian. Sorry, Aiton. Dangerous pass across. Need help here. Sandu immediately closed out by Lock. Shimizu done well to shield the ball away from that defensive pressure. Langley need to find an outlet. And now they might find Harriet Laurie. She's able to keep it in play, but she's not able to do so. A little bit too much on that pass. That has been an option for Calder at times in this game. That release valve of Harriet Laurie. Everybody just works their way closer to that Calder defence and the press Boroondara. They sometimes forget Harriet Laurie, so that may be an outlet they may go to a few more times throughout this game. McGorian. Aiton. Langley. Back to Aiton. They want to find Sandu out his side. Switch may have been on, but Langley under pressure. Back to Aiton. Having real difficulty at the moment of getting it out of their own defence. Calder. Saketa. McGorian. Shimizu just tries to flick it forward for Walsh. Anderson came back to help. Walsh able to bring it down. Langley. Back to Anderson. They may be out now. Calder. Got options up ahead. Ambo. If they want to use her, they do. Ambo out wide now. Back to Anderson. Still looking for options. Langley. What can they do here, Calder? Nice ball out. Keisha Sandu able to bring it down and control it. And gets a little bit of space from Murphy. Tries to play it through the middle. Was blocked. Sandu. Still Keisha Sandu. What can she do in this tight space? And it's going to stay down this little pocket. Anderson. Shimizu. Back to Anderson. A few hands for offside. Play continues. Sandu. And plays it across the ground. Went through the legs of Van Doren, but it's straight into the hands of Mia Mossman. Petrakis. Gojaszewski making a run forward, and she went before Jasewski continued her run. Shimizu. McGorian. Langley. Need to find somebody here, Calder, and that's a dangerous pass and cheaply given away, and good defensive work from Akane Shimizu needed to happen, otherwise Venetia Lim was certainly on her way to goal. Dangerous pass into the middle of the park. Real difficulty in these early stages for Calder, working their way from defence to attack. But a first set-piece opportunity for Boroondara. There will be Ellie Gertz, captain, standing over the ball alongside Anais Jasewski. Will they look to go directly at goal or look to set up a teammate? Gertz goes for a strike on goal and then calmed down by Melise Siketa. First time she's really been called upon in this contest. Able to corral the ball. That shot was on target from Haley Gertz, but fortunately for her, it was straight on goal. Straight at the keeper, sorry. Leakopoulos. Jasewski. Holler. Immediately followed by Eki. Pachakis trying to save it. Didn't need to because it will stay and remain Eagles ball. Immediately given back to Calder. Ambo. Langley not able to corral the ball. Finally gets it back. Siketa. Aiton. Ambo. Back to Aiton. Eki. Aiton. Pass a little bit deflected on its way to Langley, and then Langley's pass was taken away by Turner, and then that pass from Turner was straight at the defence of Calder. Leakopoulos read it well. Attacked the ball. Petrarchus looking for options. Plays it down the line, and then Langley intercepting before Turner's got a chance to get a foot to it. Aiton. And we'll go out for a corner. Interesting last couple of weeks for Boroondara. Had 3 games in essentially a span of a week. Waiting in that 4-4 draw with Heidelberg last week, 4-1 up, and then Heidelberg with a great comeback in the game to get a point out of that contest, and then Boroondara as well, using their Nike FC Cup game. But back to focus on the league as that corner never really made its way inside the park. Aiton. So Langley's immediately just so closely followed by Alan Turner, not giving any space this Boroondara side, and Calder want to play out from the back, but it's been made very, very difficult. Leighton once again, and there is Gabby Hollart picking up inside the middle of the box, and Gertz with the strike on goal. And they were bound to be punished, that Calder defence. Sloppy play out from the back, picked off by Gabby Hollart, and then Hurley Gertz, captain, putting it into the back of the net. And that is the first goal of this contest. And Boroondara rewarded for all their pressure and the press they applied, made it really difficult for Calder to play out from the back. They never looked confident. An important goal for Hurley Gertz, her second goal of the season. And now up to Calder to respond. They're coming off a 2-1 win against Bentley last weekend. Hollart, nice flick forward for Lim. Lim's going to send it in immediately and then cleared away by Eki. Ambo, nice bit of footwork. Tries to play forward for Larissa Walsh. That pass was never to her advantage. Turner. Saved by Petrakis. Not in time, so it will be a throw-in out there. Walsh. Langley. Tried to just send it long down the field, but it just went out of play. Petrakis, Hollart, back to Petrakis. Long ball down for Gabby Hollart. Just going to flick it into the box and then headed into the path of goal dangerously by Alicia Eki. But able to be collected by Saketa. Just going to send it high and long. Morlock always had the right positioning. Shimizu able to bring it down. Just going to play it to the feet of Akeisha Sandhu. Got Anderson making a run through the middle. Sandhu's done nicely to beat Morlock and then lost control of the ball. Gertz there to apply some assistance defensively. Leokopoulos out to Petrakis. Needs to play quickly. Does. Finds Josefsky. In the middle it goes. That's a dangerous pass. Walsh. Sandhu now. Done well to evade the traffic. And that pass was clever. But there was no teammate really there to the advantage. So it's going to be a throw-in for Calder on the far side. Harriet Laurie to play it in. Looking for options, Laurie. Can't find anybody. Finally plays it to Ambo, who's closely followed by Leokopoulos, and it's going to be a goal kick. Van Doren, back to Mossman. Anderson wanting to apply pressure. Back to Van Doren. Now Calder want to apply their version of the press. Amber almost able to save it. Langley to Sandhu, and Langley was fouled by Alan Turner. So first real set-piece opportunity for Calder. Sandhu with the delivery she's been doing for the majority of the season. High, dangerous ball into the box, but offside flag has gone up. A little bit too early, but it was a good delivery by Akeisha Sandhu. Put it into a dangerous area. Gave her teammates a chance. They just gone a little bit too early. They are one goal down. If you've just joined in this contest, it's only one goal that separates these two sides. Courtesy of a captain, Hayley Gertz, goal for Boroondara. Murphy immediately pressed, and play continues quickly, and Nagorian's out of her position. Lim Looking for the run of Murphy. Finds her. Murphy only got Holler really in the middle. Sends the ball in that direction. Gabby Holler gets ahead to it. Really nice play from Roisin Murphy and Gabby Holler. Shot was on target, but unfortunately for them, it was right at the hands of Saketa. It's impressive from Murphy. Only had one option in the box and managed to find her. Really nicely played. And Ambo immediately pounced upon Hannah Leokopoulos, but able to retain possession. Now Shimizu going to play it forward. Nicely done for Larissa Walsh. Just up against Mossman. Walsh inside now. Still, and a fantastic finish from Larissa Walsh. They made their way from defence to attack in a swift motion. And Larissa Walsh ties this game up. Nicely done by this Calder United side. Really good bit of play and a nice finish. She cut it back on the inside, lost the defender, and the keeper was lost as well. Really nice finish and two good finishes in the box to start this contest. Fantastic work. And Boroondara must be feeling a little unfortunate to not have scored that chance with Gabby Holler. It was obviously a really difficult chance, but for Calder to come so quickly up the other way and tie this game up. Really unfortunate for this Boroondara side, but really good bit of attacking play from Calder as Langley with a heavy touch. Ambo finds Shimizu. Shimizu deserves a lot of credit for that goal, as they're not able to keep it in play there. Harriet Laurie. Well, actually halfway through this first half of football here at the Veneto Club. It's been a good part to this game so far. Seen a nice bit of skill from both sides. And to be expected, a really tight contest between two sides who are quite similar. As Morlock making her way down the line, and Murphy not able to bring that ball under her control, and Sandu's just going to shield it as it goes out of play. So a goal kick for Calder United. And here Gabby Holler just telling her side to step up, and that pass straight at Roisin Murphy, but able to be read well. Gertz got a touch to it as the ball made its way into the middle of the park. Turn up, brought it down, and then flicked it forward to no one in particular. Aiton. Ambo. Able to make her way away from Leokopoulos, but that pass didn't venture too far away from that Boroondara defence. Petrakis. Shimizu knocks it down to Anderson. Ambo. Langley. Got Sandu out wide, and that's where the ball is going to go, and Morlock got her head to it. It's the path of Van Doren. Murphy not able to bring it down before Shimizu. McGorian. Turner able to pick it off. Sandu. Shimizu. Walsh. Back into the path of Shimizu, and then taken away by Turner. Murphy. It's the feet of Turner, and then McGorian just going to send it down the line and far. And now you've got a foot race between Morlock and Ambo. Morlock gets there first. Mossman now slips it through. Able to find Van Doren, but Van Doren not able to keep it in place. So throw in the last few minutes. We've seen Calder just bring up the intensity a little bit, have a little bit more possession in this contest. Sandu. Walsh. Tried to play it forward, but there was no teammates into that space as she played the ball. Lim. And everybody else had the ball, and Calder able to pick it off. Ambo. And Ambo's just taken out cleanly by Christian Murphy, and it's going to be a free kick. And it was Christian Murphy just late in that challenge. Once again, Akeisha Sandu. Set piece responsibilities. Good delivery last time, put it into the right area. Just went slightly early that those Calder players couldn't capitalise on that opportunity. Sandu, once again, good delivery, but this time very close to Mossman, but headed away by Holler. Back into the path of goal it goes. Murphy let it bounce and allowed Sandu enough time to regain possession. A nice bit of footwork from Akeisha Sandu, works her way inside. Gorian Amber trying to turn away from the pressure and look to be fouled. Play continues. Calder retain possession though. Aiton. Ball all the way back to the Calder keeper. So they have to reset again, make their way through this Calder block. Sorry, this Boroondara block. Sandu. Morlock following closely. And that ball slipped through. And Mossman able to deal with it, but not able to get the contact. Leakopoulos now under pressure from Walsh. Leakopoulos has done well to just find out. And she's just asking questions to Mia Mossman. What were you doing? Why are you putting me in that much pressure? Under that much pressure, sorry. Amber lets the ball run and not able to keep possession. It's a chance to break forward here for Boroondara. Lim got Holler up front, plays it out wide to Murphy. Followed closely by McGorian. Still Murphy. Looking for options. Lim on the shoulder of Shimizu. Forced back to Morlock. Van Doren, and nicely done by Calder to force them back. Turner looking for options. And going to find Roshan Murphy. Nicely done, but Murphy had gone a little bit too early. Oh, slightly early. And just a little bit sloppy there, and got away with it, Calder. The pass from Eva McLaurin wasn't what it needed to be. Ambo. Leakopoulos is just following Nami Amber absolutely everywhere she goes. Not going to allow her any space. Mia Mossman just clears it long. Jarkis down the line and headed away. Morlock. Now Holler. Still Gabby Holler. Trying to find options. Forced further away from goal, but nicely done by Holler to create space and headed away by Eki. It'll be another corner for Boroondara. Would love a goal before we head in for half-time. Murphy with the delivery. Got a lot more options at the near post. And that's where she goes, looking for the flick on, still bobbling around, cleared long. Some calls for handball, I believe, in the box. See that exactly. Lim for Jasewski. Sends it into the box, headed down, but not away. Murphy not able to bring it down. Lost sight of the ball momentarily. Morlock back out to Murphy. Got options in the middle if that's where she wants to go. And blocked away by McGorian. And it's going to stay with Boroondara. Morlock just plays it into a space that Gabby Holler had vacated, but because of that, Holler's able to get the ball there, loses possession immediately. Walsh, Ambo, and just going to play it long, but Anderson had just spun herself in a little bit of confusion, really. Lost sight of the ball, and that ball was played, and he was never really on the right foot to get going. Morlock plays it long down the line to Gabby Holler, lets it bounce. Holler, nicely done. Murphy, and good defensive work by Kane Shimizu. Sandu slowing down the tempo of the game. Now finds Shimizu in a pocket of space. What can Akane Shimizu do? Stops, plays it through to Sandu. Back out. Eki, and pinched away now. Alan Turner. It's the middle. Venetia Lim. Jasewski continuing the run on the right-hand side, and that ball will just find her. Really nicely done from Aeneas Jasewski. And then Gabby Holler with the effort to make it 2-1. A beautiful ball out to find Aeneas Jasewski. And that ball into the middle. Gabby Holler all by herself, able to knock it past Malay Siketa. And Boroondara once again restore their lead just before we go in for the halftime break. A really nice bit of play by this Boroondara side. Great awareness of where your teammates are, where they want the ball. And they probably, all things considered, deserve the lead heading into halftime. In the better of the two sides, in possession and out of possession. Now once again Calder forced to respond. Need to find answers. They've certainly been building into this game the longer this first half has gone on, but they are still down a goal, and that pass is not where it needs to be. Turner, Holler has been really good in this contest. Gabby Holler, great pickup in the off-season. American replacing Correa Aquino, 31 goals last season. And now Langley going forward, got Anderson, finds Ambo. Walsh continuing the run through the middle, and then Morlock, as she's done all game, covering defensively, clears it out of the park. Walsh, closely followed by Anna Leokopoulos. He's calling for a side to just step up. And that ball may just be picked off. McGorian gets the rebound. Eki. Aiton. And Aiton, really beautiful ball forward. Not able to be collected by Harriet Laurie. Charkis down the line to Turner. Slips out to Langley. Shimizu. Couple of bodies going for the ball. And that ball found and works nicely for Calder, but then they make a mess of it. Now Murphy up against Sandu, who's done nicely to hold off Murphy. Playing it out wide. Ambo. Shimizu. Closely followed by Leokopoulos once again. Back to Ambo. Looking for options. Sends it across. Cleared away by Van Doren. Out only as far as Ambo. He sends it back in once again, and Mia Mossman lost sight of the ball, cleared away by Gertz, and got Mossman down as well as Madison Van Doren. I need the trainer to come out. Mossman looked like she lost sight of the ball and or at least misjudged it. Went for it and it just kind of almost hit her in the chest and ricocheted away, but ultimately player safety and well-being is the number one priority. May just need a moment. We aren't obviously too far away from half-time, so you'd imagine for John Kyrgios' side and hope that she's okay and at least able to get into half-time so they can reassess what they would like to do. But it's been a deserved lead, you'd have to say, for Boroondara. Gabby Holler set up Hayley Gertz for the first goal, and then Holler, courtesy of a really nice ball from Anaya Jasewski, into the middle of the box and just knocked it straight past the keeper. Was really not much could be done there, but between that, a goal from Larissa Walsh, nicely taken inside the middle of the penalty area, but it's probably one of the better moves from Calder so far in this first half. Struggled at times to really create or at least get out of their own defensive structure. Really a nice press done by Boroondara. Both sides were one step away from making the grand final last season. Calder falling to Bulleen in the semi-final, and Boroondara falling to eventual winners South Melbourne, which Keisha Sandhu was a part of that side. Won last year. Scored a fantastic Olympic goal during the grand final. You can see both sides just having conversations while we have this little break of play, and you can imagine it's going to add up to a substantial amount of added time before we go in for the break. I have to say, been impressed with Marby Ambo from Calder and her ability to retain possession while being closely guarded, particularly by Anna Leakopoulos, who's essentially man-marking her and following her every single place she goes on the park. She wants to pick up the ball from Boroondara. The defender, Anna Leakopoulos, has done well. Also been really impressed with Gabby Holler, her link-up play. Ability to get teammates involved, I think, is another attribute of hers that's underrated. So far, 5 goals this season. I have to say, for Calder, you have to wonder when somebody like Jennifer Lum is going to make her way onto the park. It's been effective. And she's played for Calder, if it's either coming off the bench or starting. She's had a good season. American. A lot of Americans in the NPL Victoria. We love it. Maybe they realise it's nicer to be in Australia. Anderson able to pick off the ball but couldn't find a teammate quickly. Found Shimizu. Langley. A touch made it a little bit difficult for her. Ambo with the header forward. Cleared away by Van Doren. It's going to go out of play and throw in for Calder. Sandhu. Playing it down the line to Ambo. Another throw in. Sandhu. And Ambo just lost Van Doren, who was able to make a play on the ball. Looking for options, Anderson. It's going to stay down this way with Calder. Sandu. Shimizu lost out to Turner, and it took a touch off Sandu, so Boroondara able to regain possession. Morlock, long ball down the line to Holler, got a flick and a head to it and flicked it on, but only into the path of Eki. Aiton. Back to Eki. McGoran down the line to Sandu. Just let it roll past her, and it's going to roll out of play. Morlock down to Gabby Holler, and nicely done by Eki. Sandu picks it off. Need runners up ahead. Everybody's just kind of stopped up ahead of Akeisha Sandu. Had no real outlets. Forced back to Aiton. Laurie. Just going to find out how many minutes fourth official is going to indicate for. Langley picks it off. Now Shimizu, and it's going to be 5 more minutes of additional time in this first 45 minutes. Sandu just knocks it forward. Now foot race up against Morlock, and Morlock has just pulled up a little lame and straight to her right hamstring, and she does have strapping on that hamstring. Didn't look too comfortable. See how she is. Sandu. Down the line to Anderson. Morlock got a head to it, and Shimizu plays it forward, but it's the advantage of Morlock as Anderson tries to make something of it, but it's going to go out of play. And took a couple of deflections on its way out as Phoenicia Lim took a falcon. Going to be honest, right into the schnoz. It's going to hurt. Morlock down to Holler and couldn't get that touch under control. Sandu, Ambo. Nicely done by Ambo to create a little bit of space. Fine Shimizu, really beautiful play. Walsh out to Langley. What can Langley do now? Long range effort from Langley, and really, in all things considered, probably wasn't the best thing to do. But it's going to be a goal kick for Boroondara. Van Doren straight into the feet of Akeisha Sandu, who's just going to send it straight back on goal. I think just rushed that a little bit. Mossman sending it absolutely bombing down. Eki. McGoran. Back to Eki. Aiton. Closely followed by Lim. And that pass out is into a pocket of only Purple. Turner able to turn and go, and then picked off by McGoran, but a heavy touch, and Morlock. McGoran tangled there. Murphy. Morlock in support. Sends it straight into the box. Holler not able to get ahead to it. Gertz headed down into the path of Ellen Turner. Petrakis sends it across and missed everybody, and lucky for Calder. Make it work, but some confusion defensively at times. Sandhu, Aiton, what can they do? Dangerous, and over the head of Sandhu, who probably could have been a little bit more proactive. Murphy, Shimizu, Anderson, heavy touch, straight back into the path of Gertz. Slipping that pass through for Murphy, and Sandhu's just going to watch it go out of play. Can't be too long left in this contest. Well, at least this first 45. Do have another 45 after the halftime break. That is how football works. Ball down the line, picked off by Jasewski. Petrakis has to be mindful. Got Amber following her closely. Leakopoulos. Turner. Back to Leakopoulos. Closely followed by Anderson. And that pass, Larissa Walsh just couldn't get there before it reached Mossman. Very dangerous play by Boroondara. Gertz now trying to release Jasewski, and Laurie able to stop that attacking play. Shimizu, Anderson, back to Shimizu. Nice little bit of play from this Calder side. Ambo got Walsh and Sandhu in the middle. Still Ambo, cuts back on the inside. Ambo with the strike, and just over the crossbar. Beautiful bit of play from Calder, from defence to attack. And then Mami Ambo just over the crossbar. That was the last kick of the first 45 minutes here at the Veneto Club. Been a lively 45 from both sides. It was Boroondara who got the early lead, courtesy of some good defensive pressure. Won the ball back in the Calder penalty area, and then Captain Hayley Gertz able to put it away, and then Larissa Walsh able to tie the game up. And just before got to half-time, there was Gabby Holler getting a goal of her own after a really nice run and a nice pass firstly to Jasewski, and then a pass back across. But it's the first 45 minutes done. It's a 2-1 lead for Boroondara. We'll take a break, and we'll be back for some more NPL Victoria women's action after this half-time break. Hello and welcome back for the second half between the Boroondara Eagles and Calder United. It is currently Boroondara with the lead at half-time. Boroondara 2 goals up. Sorry, they've got 2 goals to their name. Calder have got 1. Still, all hangs in the balance here at the Veneto Club. Lots to play for. Currently, it will be Boroondara leapfrogging Calder and getting themselves up the table. But it's been a good 45 minutes of football. As you see the late arrival of Mia Mossman onto the park. See if Boroondara are able to maintain, well, I'd say their slight advantage in terms of their playing time played in this game, as opposed to Calder. And we are underway here at the Ven for the second half. Leokopoulos sends it far for Roshan Murphy, and that touch was poor because that ball was really nicely done. Now out they go here through Laurie, who's not able to keep it in play. Being the story of her afternoon at times. Yeah, technically it's night now that it's 6 o'clock, but it was the afternoon when she's having those struggles. Shimizu knocks it out of play, just a little bit sore coming down. Thought she maybe took a knock. Charkis down the line. This is everybody. Aiton able to corral the ball. Eki. Only option is to go back towards goal where Siketa is. McGoran. Back to the keeper. Similar to the first half, and now they may have their release valve. Laurie. Anderson calling for it, and that's where the ball goes. Sorry, it's Walsh. Sends it across, and that wasn't anything near what it needed to be. Mossman, long ball. Pachakis lets it take a bounce, and almost taken away by Aiton. Finally, she finds the ball. Turns, took a couple deflections, and it's going to stay with Boroondara. Petrakis down the line. Lim took a touch off Lim. It's going to be Calder's ball. I was impressed in the first half by Marmy Ambro's work, and that's where the ball will go. Touch into the path of Walsh. Turner able to get a touch and knock it into the path of Gertz. Lim allowed it to bounce and allowed Laurie the opportunity to get back, do some defensive work, and it's going to be Calder's ball. Laurie wants to play quickly. Goes back towards Aiton, who misjudges that and has to clean it up. Able to do so. Turner picks it up in the middle of the park. Roshan Murphy closely followed by Sandhu. Now Gertz out wide it goes. Anderson leaves it for McGoran, and then they shoot. A little bit of confusion. That ball finds Morlock. And Shimizu, she's done throughout this game, not only doing the attacking work, but the defensive work as well. Morlock in the middle of the park finds Turner. Gertz. And that ball was set up for a long-range effort, but just rolled a little bit too far forward. Eki going to play it down the line for Ambo. She's able to keep it in play, and she's not too heavy with that pass. Very cold evening here at the Ven, reminding us all that we're getting to winter when we're going to NPL ground. It's always important to bring a jacket, and if you don't bring one, you may be the fool. And today I am a fool. But it's been a fun game. Warms your heart, warms your soul. Everybody's having a good time as Langley knocks it out of play once again. We'll stay with Boroondara. Ambo inching their way forward here as Boroondara. But I'd imagine they'd like to have some normal control of the ball. As Leokopoulos misjudges that slightly. Walsh switches it out to Sander, who plays it forward for Anderson, and pass was too heavy, but it was a right idea. Didn't have much time to think about that decision. Akeisha Sander. Van Doren. And that ball's out of play. Sandu looking for options. Finds Ambo. Still Mami Ambo. Shimizu not able to find a teammate with that pass. It is all pressure on Calder to make a comeback in this contest. For Boroondara, maybe just to rest those demons of last week. As Gabby Holler, smart play to try and get away from McGoran, who's going to get her name in the books. The first yellow card of the afternoon goes to Eva McGorian. Leokopoulos got a few options, can play it short or can try and set a teammate up. Got a loose wall kind of set up just outside of the penalty area for Calder. And a few purple shirts scattered around. Leokopoulos looks like that's the path she's going to go. High, long ball where Gabby Holler is, and it slips out to the back. Yosefsky with the effort, and straight at goal, and then it slipped and dropped by Malay Siketa. Very dangerous moments. Saw her drop the ball in the first half and was able to recover, but that one was a little bit too close for comfort. Alan Turner going to come back again here, Boroondara, as too heavy with that pass, Gertz. Do have only Pitchak on the bench as part of Calder United's books during the A-League women's season. Calder's season's obviously over after falling to the Central Coast Mariners, who also, spoiler alert, if you haven't watched A-League women's, Calder United, Central Coast Mariners lost to Sydney FC. So it'll be Sydney FC in the grand final, awaiting the winner of Newcastle and Melbourne City. Game everybody should head down to tomorrow at Amy Park. There's Melbourne City girls and Newcastle Jets, some fantastic players there that don't want to miss out an opportunity to see some of the best female talent in this country. Ball played short, now sprayed out wide to Morlock, and ball cheaply given away to Calder. And they're attacking third now. Hambo lost the ball. She made her way forward. Eki, closely followed by Holler, finds Aiton in support. Shimizu. McGorian got Langley in the middle. Alexa go with Aiton. Walsh dropping short for the ball and then playing into the path of Ambo. Just misjudged it. Murphy. Back to Murphy. Still making her way forward. Closely followed by three white shirts. Finds Morlock in support. And that ball's going to go out for Calder now. Shimizu just lost their footing momentarily and couldn't execute that pass properly. Morlock almost picked off by Mami Ambo. Walsh has done well to keep her footing and was fouled in the process, so it's going to be ball one back by Calder. He forced a long way back from where she was initially going to take it. McGorian. Back to Eki. Saketa. On to McGorian. Who's going to play it forward, and Shimizu ducked. Got hit, got fouled. Free kick, Calder. Sandu. Shimizu, and that ball a little bit too strong in the end. But going to get another chance here, Calder. Walsh has done well to make something of it. Plays it forward into the path of Anderson, but blocked away by Morlock. Now out, only as far as Akeisha Sandu. What can she do? Trying to find a little bit of space away from Murphy. Sends it across. Mossman able to collect. Long ball from Mossman. Aiton. Walsh. Back to Aiton. Ambo, Walsh, nice 1-2. Shimizu, Sandu. Can she control the pass? She can't. Morlock has to save before it goes out for a corner, but it will be a throw in for Calder. Walsh looking for options, finds Sandu, but she was slipping and it's gone out of play once again. Holler. Shimizu did well, just steal that ball away. Sandu, tight bit of space on that far side. Needs to work their way inside. That ball's knocked out of play. Anderson, pinched away by Murphy. He's done really well to just break up that cycle of play. Play continues. Few calls for free. Now Anderson once again going to the byline, sends it across, and then collected by Mossman. Ball gone out of play. Ref's just going to continue play. And now the ref acknowledging that ball had gone out of play, so need to restart play properly here, Boroondara. Mossman. Leokopoulos. Back to Mossman. And that pass from Mossman, not what it needed to be. Pachakas had no chance of really collecting that ball. Laurie. Ambo. Stops. Sends it across. Sandu. And Morlock pounced on it. McGorian. Langley. Couldn't get that pass right. So now, opportunity to break forward here for Boroondara. Murphy got a holler in the middle. Still, Murphy saw her have that wonderful delivery in the first half and still not dealt with. And now she is fouled just outside the penalty area. Be a good set-piece opportunity for Boroondara to try and set up the likes of Gabby Holler. Know how lethal she is with her head. She's scored a few goals that way, or at least set up some really great opportunities for her side. And it will be Gertz standing over the ball. Gertz all setting up at that far post. What can they do? And she goes straight for goal. It was a good strike, but well over the crossbar in the end. Probably not the highest percentage of chance, but she already scored a goal so far today. But I felt confident in her ability to create another opportunity for herself. Sketa. High ball. Flicked on by Pachakis into the path of Ambo, and we tried to play quickly for Laurie, and now they want to keep going. Laurie stopped momentarily by the Boroondara defence, who did well. Laurie still trying to find option. Jaszewski for Shimizu. Langley. And lost control there, Langley. Turner. Lim. And that pass too heavy and too far forward for Lim to collect. And it's going to be a substitution here for Calder. And I'm going to see. So, a couple of substitutions here for Calder. Got one more. It's coming out. Just let that one play out. So, just to clarify, substitutions made by Calder United. We've seen the last of Harriet Laurie, Olivia Anderson, and Adeline Ayton. So, a couple of defensive players and then one attacker. And we've seen, not too surprising, the introduction of Jennifer Loom. It's been a really great acquisition for them. So she replaces Olivia Anderson up top. And Tamsin Smith comes on for Harriet Laurie. So it's a straight swap. And then Maya Hasten into the heart of the defence, swapping with Adeline Ayton. So really like-for-like swaps made by Coghlan Sabaratnam. And a dangerous bit of play here for Boroondara. Jaszewski with that strike. And inches away from finding the inside of the post. So close to doubling their lead, Boroondara. Siketa. Long ball forward. Into the path of Walsh. Lets it bounce on and bounces out of play. Petrakis. Langley able to bring it down, but only helps Lim. Siketa, and very precarious situation. It's put in there. Only Siketa. As Gabby Holler was just charging down, and defender just needed to maybe either make the shot a little bit earlier or just knock that out of play first time. That ball's high. Hasn't gone too far. Now Amber gives a little bit more distance. First touch of the ball there from Jennifer Lum, but not able to bring it down. Lim able to keep it in play. Finds Jaszewski. Back to Lim. Back to Jaszewski. What can they do, these two? Jaszewski makes her way inside. Looking for a better angle, and that pass Too far, but saved by Murphy, but then taken immediately away by Sandu. And too strong with that pass. Walsh playing it back to Shimizu. Still Lakane Shimizu. Nice bit of footwork and just going to spray it out wide. Tamami Ambo. Can she keep it in play? She can. Got Tamsin Smith in support. Still Ambo wins her side a corner. Just about 25 minutes left in this contest. Plenty of time for Calder to change their fortunes, but need to start having more real threats on goal, forcing Mia Mossman to make some saves. Had that one really nice bit of play in the first half that got them a goal, but haven't seen too many chances since then. Sandu, post, it's a far post, and there was a head to it, to a couple of deflections, and it's going to be a goal kick. Mossman looking for options, and pass played short to Gertz. And she's only going to play it as far as Tamsin Smith, so that really didn't work out. Shimizu. Lum. Walsh found the space, but couldn't find enough space for her to continue her run. Leokopoulos. Petrakis. Immediately closed down by Tamsin Smith. Langley. Walsh tried to slip it through for Jennifer Lum. Not able to do so. Ambo. It's the feet of Walsh. Shimizu. Couldn't find Lum. And that's become their key target here, Calder. Find Jennifer Lum to see what she can create. Hasten out to Ambo, and that ball's gone out of play. Took a touch out of play. Wiseman says no, continue. Ambo making her way inside. Now Shimizu. Shimizu with the long-range effort, blocked by Van Doren. Shimizu gets another chance to recycle the ball. Magorian. Lum. Trying to create a little bit of space. Jennifer Lum not able to do so. But retains possession. Sends it across. Took a couple of deflections. Still Boroondara not out of the danger area just yet. And they're just going to clear it out of play. Shimizu. Lum. Sandu. Just knocked off the ball by Roshan Murphy. And then Sandu with an intentional foul. The referee is going to have a couple of words. No card. But only one yellow card so far in this game. That's gone to Eva McGorian. Leokopoulos looking for options, somebody to come short. A whole lot of static movement from Boroondara. She's going to kick it long and see if anybody reacts. Shimizu knocks it forward. Lum. Shimizu once again just going to knock it forward into the path of Mami Ambo. Couldn't bring it under control. Gertz. Lum. Want it back, Calder. See, Calder certainly lifted up their intensity. Boroondara probably need to take a step up to match it. That's to be expected. Calder are the side that are chasing this contest. Murphy once again misjudged the ball. Works out to her advantage. Brought it down. Eki able to collect. Sandu. Shimizu, and that's a beautiful pass from Shimizu. Tamsin Smith now. Walsh into the path for Smith. Closely followed by Petrakis, and then Smith just played the ball a little bit too early. Walsh diving in to try and save it, but can't do so. Shimizu, as she's done all game, doing the defensive work just as well as the attacking chances that she can create. Murphy, followed by Shimizu, and Shimizu a little bit too eager in that challenge. Leakopoulos, long ball forward. That's going to go out of play. Hayson. Ambo, nicely done, but read well by Gertz. Saw what Ambo was trying to do. Leakopoulos been everywhere. Ellen Turner. Taken away by Hayson. Ambo got Langley making a run forward, and that's where the ball's going to go, but it's too close to the line, and it's going to go out of play, but it was a nice idea. Petrakis looking for options. Finds Yusevsky. Haven't seen too much of her in the second half. Holler. A little bit of shimmy. Got some space. Still Gabby Holler. Really nicely done by Gabby Holler to get herself out of that little tight spot. Van Doren to Morlock. And now Boroondara first real ventures forward since the very start of this second half. Delivery by Gertz to the near post, and just flicking around, still in the box. Finally cleared away. Murphy. Ambo quick to it. Releases Sandu. Only got Petrakis up ahead of her. Still Akeisha Sandu, and you can see all those Calder players sprinting forward. And Petrakis stood up in that challenge. That's probably the best defensive player we've seen all game. Needed to be decisive in her decision-making. Didn't foul and halted that Calder attack that looked like a certain goal with all those players streaming through the middle. But fantastic defensive work from Maria Petrakis. That ball's played out wide for Yusevsky. Clearly followed by Tamsin Smith. Yusevsky. And Smith able to win out. Doesn't have too many options forward. Goes through the middle. Shimizu. What can she find? Magorian. Eki. Ambo tightly followed as she's been all afternoon. Murphy. And Ambo doesn't allow that to advance anymore. Sends it out of play. Immediately we restart. Murphy had a little bit of space. Sends it across. Cleared away by Eki. Shimizu. Sandu. Taking a couple deflections back into Boroondara's favour. Lum. Sandu needs to be quick. Might just find Lum again, and it does. And Dora was quick to react. Now they're going to apply that pressure. Petrakis quickly alerted. Lum. Going to let it bounce for Walsh. Back to Lum. Tries to spin away. Lum back on the inside. Only as far as Sandhu, though. Long-range effort from Akeisha Sandhu, and always well over the crossbar. Certainly an ambitious strike. Just over 15 minutes left to go in this contest. Plenty to do. Mossman sends it into the path of Murphy, who can't find the ball in time, so it's going to be a throw-in. Sandhu, oh, knocked away by Morlock. Looked like a foul, and foul is called. John Kyrgios preparing to make his first substitutions of this game, and we're going to have them now. We're going to see the last of Royston Murphy, and we're going to see Sicily Paraskevas, and we've also seen Maria Pachakis make her way off for Cassie Carmen. So some defensive changes there by John Kyrgios. Side 2-1 up in this game. Gertz. Carmen. Very lively player, Cassie Carmen. Wants to go forward, wants to be a part of the attack, much like Royston Murphy. Shimizu. Sandhu. As nice turn from McGorian. Hayson. Heki. As that ball's flicked on by Ambo. And Sandhu had just gone too early. Leakopoulos. Long ball forward from Leakopoulos into the path of Gabby Holler. Brought it down for Turner. Gertz not able to corral the ball. Sandhu dropping a little bit deeper now. Akeisha Sandhu trying to get involved in the play and trying to release some of teammates going forward, but it's been really difficult for Calder. They've been better in this second half, but they've still struggled. Jasewski, what can she deliver? Sends it across, a beautiful ball once again. And that header back across was oh so close to sealing this game for Boroondara. And we're going to see some more substitutions. So we've seen Matilda Laurie come on for Akeisha Sandhu, and Karina Todrova also come on for Akane Shimizu. So some real big changes here made by Coglan Sabaratnam to try and get his side a point out of this contest or the win. Gertz laying it forward for Paraskevas. Is able to keep it in play. Carmen sets herself up. Tees that delivery up. Falls to limb. And saved by Saketa. Saketa sends it long into the middle of the park. Bounces and finds Ambo, who's able to turn and go. Still Mami Ambo slips it through, but can't find anybody. And these aren't the wasted opportunities the Calder want to use. We're going to see Mia Mossman And Boroondara just elect to take as much time as possible as we near the end of this contest. Not too long left, and Mossman's played it now to Gertz. Immediately the pressure comes from Calder. And heavy touch from Yusevski, so Smith. Langley. And looked like a foul throw, and it was. I do like it when a foul throw is called. Shouldn't be happening, but makes us everyone realise we're all human. But this is ball down the line, headed forward by Turner. Smith. I've certainly made an error. Ripcharkas is certainly still on the field, but I'll get a correction on who that actually was that came off for her. Came off instead of her. Paraskevas sends it across and cut out by Eki. Gertz. High ball to the far post. Holler all by herself. Carmen got her head to it. They headed it wide of goal. But there's just two free Boroondara players at the far post. That should not be happening for Calder at this stage of the contest. There's Saketa. A little bit of trouble. Langley. Smith. Back to Hayson. Now out to Langley. Chance to go forward here for Calder. They got space up ahead. Langley still making her way forward, and that pass is not what it needed to be. It was a cross and a pass. It just was everything wrong. Nothing right about that. Mossman. That ball bounces through. Finds Smith. Sefsky's going to be closely following. Hayson. Lim, not able to keep it in play, so we throw in for Calder. Not able to do anything. There's Laurie, heavy touch. Charkis. Lum. Smith. Running out of time in this contest, Calder. Need to find something. Just need to fashion themselves one good opportunity. Carmen. It's the middle of the park. Closely followed Lum by Van Doring. And tries to slip that pass through, but Carmen and Leakopoulos all had the better line compared to Larissa Walsh. Just wasn't the best, and Mia Mossman has just sent that really wide for Carmen to find, and she does. Now, chance for Todorova, and it will be a throw-in for Calder. And we're going to see another substitution here. And now we will see Maria Petrakis head off for Angelique Kundalis. And I do believe it was Imani Morlock who went off in the previous Interval for Boroondara, and their last lot of changes before this one. It's Hayson. Mossman taking her time, sending it long. Holler knocks it to advantage of her team. Hundalis. Yusevski back to Hundalis. Nice bit of play, and then blocked out by Hayson. Hundalis. Holler, and once again it will be Boroondara throw-in. Holler, and beautifully done by Gabby Holler to turn away from the traffic, and then Gertz once again with the follow-up effort over the bar, but that Gabby Holler turn, you need to see that again. That was beautiful. Turned away from the defender. And a nice delivery into the box. Just needed a runner to latch onto it the first time. But Gabby Holler, another impressive performance from her. Carmen. As that ball slips through, Mami Amber up against Leakopoulos, and Leakopoulos stood up in that challenge. And calls from the Calder bench calling for a free. Referee Daphne Naris disagrees. Todorova. Holler. Turner looking for it. Goes longer for Yusevski. Blocked by Smith, who's down on the ground. Was fouled. Yusevski being forced to leave the ball. Let play continue. Hayson. Tamsin Smith is still in a world of pain. Hayson just goes. Tries to find space, and there is a few Calder shirts there. Ambo able to get away from Hundalis, and that ball finally knocked out of play by Yusevski. So it'll be a throw-in for Calder once again. Under 5 minutes left to go in this contest. Still obviously got added time, but time is not really the friend of Calder at the moment. Sends it across, cleared away. And as far as Yusevski, and he's just lost touch of the ball once again. Needs to play quickly here. Laurie. Todorova sending it across, and too far on the inside for Larissa Walsh to really make any work of that. Mossman and Leakopoulos just going to take as much time as possible off the clock, and there really isn't that much left. Set the ball, do a couple stretches, take your time, get a coffee. Now the ball is played. Offside of the ball there. Eki headed forward. Holler able to get some separation from Matilda Laurie. Leakopoulos. And Doran. Only as far as Todorova. And Yusevski done well to win that ball. Back for Boroondara. Still Yusevski trying to work her way through the traffic. Gertz leaves it across and just gone a little bit too early. That goal won't count. Flag up on the far side. just gone too early. But it was really nicely worked. Gertz was there. Timed that pass beautifully, and that ball sent forward. Laurie able to bring it down, but not able to get away. Carmen playing it out so far as Paraskevas. Walsh able to keep it in play, but not many options, and they need to make this work. Sending it long, back the way it came. Carmen, long throw down the line, finds Holler. Another throw in for Boroondara. So not far from finding out how much additional time will be played in this game here at the Veneto Club. It is currently Boroondara who's got a 2-1 lead against Calder United. No goals scored in the second half. And it's going to be 4 minutes of added time, which is interesting because the first half we had a lot of stoppages, and that was 5 minutes, and we have not had nearly as many stoppages in the second half, and we're going to get 4 minutes, so it's interesting. Ambo, closely followed by Carmen. Chiqueta, nice touch. Dangerous, but a nice touch, but that pass not far enough. Holler, just going to watch it. And just take as much time off the clock as possible. This is not where Calder need the ball to be for them to get anything out of this game. Need to get going. Yep. This game, still some time left. But not much. Spoiler alert, by the way, if you haven't seen any of the other contests, South Melbourne got the win against Heidelberg United 2-1. So that's an important win for South Melbourne. Have been struggling since that first game of the season. And still play continues here. As that pass, that's a shot really from Jennifer Lom, not what it needed to be. Mossman, high ball. Smith brought it down, but only for help of Turner. Todd Rover. Lum tries to flick it on, and beautifully done for Langley, who just slightly overran it and was fouled in the process. So, and it's a yellow card for Hundalis. So, this is the opportunity the Calder were after. You'd imagine, probably, based on how much time's left in this contest, setting a teammate up is probably the better option as opposed to going for goal, because if you do try to set somebody up, you could get a ricochet, second chance opportunity. Unless Mami Ambo's feeling very confident. There is 4 in the wall. It's near post. Ambo strike on goal, straight into the hands of Mossman. And now Mossman's just going to take her time to get up. Can't be any more than a minute left in this contest. High ball from Mossman. And Gertz sending it long to Jasewski. Nice touch. Brought it down. Playing it through to Gabby Hollow. He's going to find the corner flag. Take as much time off the clock as possible. Better option just to kick it out of play. Something. And all up to the discretion of referee Daphne Naris. How long left in this contest? 4 minutes have been played. Can't be too long left. Holler, once again, trying to find that corner flag. It's going to stay there. Still able to win it away, Calder, and they're going to get a goal kick. It's going to be their last real chance. Needs to boot it as far as possible. Whoever's got the longest boot needs to clear it. Can't play it short. There is not that much time left for you to build up. And they've lost the ball. Turner. Holler. Can't be long left, and there's not. And it will be Boroondara who get their third win of the season here at the Veneto Club. A resilient performance, particularly in the second half, after Calder had some chances and tried to turn up the intensity. That lead they had it coming into halftime, they were able to hold on to it as the game continued. But it is Boroondara 2, Calder United 1. And you've really got to say an impressive performance from Boroondara. Their defence held up, limited the quality of chances for Calder. And some strong performances from the likes of Gabby Holler, Annalie Okopoulos, and their captain, Hayley Gertz. But I've been Pure Frimpong. Thank you very much for joining me for this round 6 fixture between the Boroondara Eagles and Calder United.